Hi, I'm Selena, a teacher with over 20 years of experience and a test prep expert with Study.com. In this video, we're focusing on the FTCE Biology 6 through 12 002 exam, specifically the section on knowledge of ecological principles and processes. This part of the test covers how living things interact with each other and their environment. Let's dive in and explore the big picture of how life on Earth stays connected. Which of the following is an example of an abiotic factor in a Florida freshwater ecosystem? A. Fish. B. Alligators. C. Water pH. Or D. Cypress trees. A. Fish. Fish are animals, so they are living, which equals biotic. B. Alligators, also animals, so they are living. D. Cypress trees. Trees are plants, and plants are living. The correct answer is C. Water pH is an example of an abiotic or non-living factor in an ecosystem. It can affect the types of organisms that survive in a particular environment. Alligators, cypress trees, and fish are all biotic, or living, components of an ecosystem. What is the primary distinction between primary and secondary succession? A. The types of species involved. B. The speed at which they occur. C. The final climax community. Or D. The presence or absence of soil at the start of the process. A. The type of species involved. Both successions can involve similar plants and animals over time, so that's not the key difference. B. The speed at which they occur. Sometimes primary is slower, but speed can vary in both processes, so it's not the main distinction. C. The final climax community. Both can end up with the same ecosystem, like a forest, so that doesn't separate them. The correct answer is D. The primary difference between primary and secondary succession is the presence or absence of soil at the start of the process. In primary succession, the process begins in a place without any soil, whereas secondary succession begins in a place where an existing community has been cleared, but the soil remains. What typically happens to the available energy in an ecosystem as you move up the trophic levels? A. It stays the same. B. It fluctuates unpredictably. C. It increases. Or D. It decreases. A. It stays the same. This is not true. Energy is lost at each level, so it definitely doesn't stay the same. B. It fluctuates unpredictably. Energy transfer follows a predictable pattern, so this is incorrect. C. It increases. That would break the rules of energy flow. Energy doesn't grow as you go up the food chain. The correct answer is D. It decreases. As you move up the trophic levels in an ecosystem, the available energy typically decreases. This is due to the energy loss that occurs at each trophic level, with only about 10% of the energy being transferred from one level to the next. Which of the following terms best describes the amount of land one needs along with its resources in order to survive? A. Resource input. B. Ecological footprint. C. Ecosystem output. Or D. Population distribution. A. Resource input. This just means what goes in, like food or water, not the total land and resources you need. C. Ecosystem output. That sounds like what comes out of the ecosystem, not how much land you need to live. D. Population distribution. That's about where people live, not how much land and resources they use. The correct answer is B. An ecological footprint is a term used to describe how much land is needed along with its resources in order for an individual to survive. For example, how much land is required to support one's food, heating, and shelter needs. Thank you for joining me for some practice questions for the FTCE Biology 6 through 12 002 exam. And for even more detailed practice, strategies, and customizable study materials, head over to Study.com and check out our FTCE Biology 6 through 12 test prep course. Those who use Study.com boast a 92% pass rate. Our courses include full-length exams, hundreds of authentic practice questions, and short, targeted video lessons, specifically developed based on the latest test updates. With our resources, you'll know exactly what to expect on test day. Like this video and subscribe to the channel to get all the latest FTCE test updates. And please leave your questions and success stories in the comments. We would love to hear from you. Thanks for watching. Happy studying.